Bless upon yourself, welcome back again, man. Thanks for tuning in back again, the morning inside the extra is here, bless upon yourself, the Saturday afternoon. As you know, it's market day in Jamaica. Also, a few people out there working, big up to the people, them, as usual, you understand, but, what they have to talk about, look, the squad, same way, a lot of speculation still around the squad with the quality, with, with certain individual, in the team. A lot of people still questioning, the Steve McLaren, of picking certain players. Is it politics? Is it favoritism? Is it bias? We don't really need none of that in the national team. But, I'm going to talk about that as well. And Khadija Shaw lost a final this morning versus Chelsea. I'm gutted. I'm devastated after she missed a big opportunity as well. You understand? But back into the video after this.
Get it through his legs. That hurt.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I like it.
A little nutmeg is fine.
So this morning, let we get this one off, real quick. The Khadija Shaw, look, she have 4 fixtures coming up. Before this, it was 4 fixtures coming up against Chelsea. Now it's 3. The League Cup final, which was early this morning, which Manchester City women team lost. Yes, Manchester City women team lost 2-1 in the final. I'm feeling, frustrated. I'm feeling, a little bit sad for her because her team actually played majority of the football, in the entire game. They created so many opportunities, and it's just unfortunate that, it was a own goal that Chelsea got, to go ahead to make the game go 2-1. I think it was the last 15 minutes of the game they scored, go 2-1. But before that, Chelsea, scored on the runner play. Khadija Shaw team equalized, go 1-1, and minutes after, Khadija Shaw break away with a 1v1 versus the Chelsea goalkeeper, and she kicked the ball right on the goalkeeper, so she wasn't really looking her best self. I don't know, she just looked as if, she's not in that right prolific touch. She just don't look sharp with the ball at her feet. At times when I even watching her, the ball go down, the wing of either side of the City team. Sometimes she's a little bit late to get into the box, late to get in position, late to get on the ball side of the Chelsea defenders to try to see if that ball break in the box, she will be right there. So I don't know if it's down to a little bit of confidence, at the time. I don't know if down to a little bit of, her fitness. I know they talk about her fitness of not playing enough games the other day, but I don't know what is it, but hopefully she can find her best of forms coming up in midweek fixtures, as that will be the first game of the first leg of the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals versus Chelsea again. So we look out for that. But Khadija Shaw lose a final this morning. It's sad. We want her to get these accolades, we want her to get these trophies. You don't know, the Ballon d'Or is right there. That's what we want her to try to fight to get. See if she not winning these League Cup and these different other trophies, she not gonna be there. But the REGGAE BOYZ, some notable absence. A lot of people talking about the players that get into the squad, the players that didn't get into the squad, and look, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, when Barnsley is playing at this moment, currently doing this recording, and Jonathan Russell is in the team. Yeah, Jonathan Russell is in the team. Remember when he got called for the game versus Cuba and Honduras, and then after that, we supposed to play another couple of games. I think it was Nicaragua and Honduras. I would know Steve McLaren said, John, I think right after that, Barnes played a game at Old Trafford where they got 7 or 8-0 in the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup, and he didn't feature off the bench. And I think after that, the press conference, they do the press conference, and Steve McLaren said, John is not playing enough minutes and all of that, and John Russell go on to have 6 goals, 6 goals of the season so far, 2 assists, and he went on to play over 2,000 plus minutes for his team, which over 25 games from around October the 4th, somewhere. I think the press conference he did, because the game was on October the 10th, I think, first game. So they normally do it like 7 days, before a match day. So from then until now, Jonathan Russell have played over 2,000 minutes for Barnsley. He's been one of the best player in that midfield for that team. He have covered the second most miles in that midfield department for Barnsley this season. So not Kerai, but Lembe Kisa just trying to put that team. So what is it that that even Lembe Kisa since January, you have transferred on the last day of transfer day, the deadline day, and from then until now, I don't think the last time I checked, he didn't start a game. Every time he's coming off the bench. Jonathan Russell have been playing excellent. You call for this man to get some minutes, get first team appearance. He's getting that no game. So what is it? John Russell is a very good midfielder. Look, it's League One, but if we have problems with League One players, what about the JPL players? Which I'm not rubbish in the JPL. The standard is what it is. John Russell even missed 7 big opportunities. Yes, 7 big opportunities for this season. He has scored 6. So what if he have bagged those goals? Those opportunities, I must say. What if he'd have bagged those 7 opportunities? Even half of that. To say 3 of that. He would have won 9 goals of the season. So, he's getting into midfielding position where he's getting into the dangerous position. He's running in the box. Someone that he could look at his heat map. He's all over the pitch. He's fit. He's playing his best season of his life. He has played more games I've ever played before. He has scored more goals than ever before. He have contribute everything around the facets of his game as ever before. He have never had this season before. So he's having the best moment of his career so far. What is it that I would love to know? I would love to know the detailing issue of why he's not around the squad. Is it that he don't want to come? He's focusing on Barnsley, because I know his manager, got sacked the other day, and then looking for a replacement. I don't know. Is he focusing on Barnsley to help them get them into that playoff push? But I know if John Russell probably get the call, he would have come. John Russell is just 24. He's a very, very, very good peak age of his career. He's getting to that part of his career, his age where he's supposed to take the next level in a year or 2 from now. You understand? So we can't look at just League One and all of that. But you have another player, even Trevante Stewart. Trevante Stewart is just 24 years old. Trevante Stewart is playing in the Serbian league. You have Norman Campbell. As much as Norman Campbell team, the return after the winter break, for the Danish league, they played 4-game Randers FC. Norman Campbell just played around 40 minutes out of those games that the team have played so far. Not having the best of start since I think it was October, November. Not having the best of moments, getting games like he started out in August until the end of the second window after September, which is I think November. So he's not having the best moments. I think he picked up on that during that time. But I mean, look, Norman Campbell is 24. He is one of our 24. I think Norman Campbell is 24, 25. But he is one of our young, bright players playing in the Danish league. It's not all about minutes sometimes. It's not all about minutes all the times. It's what the player can do for the national team. James Rodriguez is having a woeful career before he signed up for the Liga MX team the other day, Leon. And every time he put on that Colombia jersey, the Los Cafeteros, James Rodriguez is the best in the business in South American football for Colombia. But what that says, there's a plan, there's a way, and there's a system for him when he joins up with the national team. Yes, we would love to see the player perform at the highest level for his club team. But if we see the talent and what that player can contribute for his country, for the national team, we should pick him. it's not all about down to aesthetic and what the player is putting on, is sheet, is stat sheets where he's racking up minutes, he's racking up goals, he's racking up assists. It's not all about that all the time. Norman Campbell is a very good player. We saw what he did in the Nations League. We saw what he did in the Nations League where he actually ripped the Honduran players apart, non-stop running. You understand? Up and down, doing both facets of the game, defending and attacking and closing down players, the hinging, the sprint, the intensity of what he want to play. That's a player. And you have a player like Javan is same way that I think still deserve a shot. Back again, one of the best in the business in this region, the last couple of years. He's in probably, I could put it the top 2 striker. He's one of the top 2 striker in Central America, in the CONCACAF, except the MLS. Even in the Liga, he's one of those top players that when you look at his numbers, it's right up there. Kevin Lambert is there, But I don't know, man. You still have, you still have players like, Kenroy Campbell coming from Latvia, just joined up with the Serbian team. I know he missed the last game. I don't know if because of injury, but he's been a little bit in and out, yet to really settle and, let his feet start to dance around the football in the Serbian Super League at this moment. Just sign up, in the last transfer window that was passed. But he's just 22. These players are players that were in the same position where Cephas was in. He's just take 2 seasons and they're in a very, very good league. Which Serbian league is a very good league, which I think where he was coming from is a development league to get into Europe. Yeah, when you talk about the big European leagues, the Latvia league, the North Macedonia league, even the league that Keone Satchwell is in, 20-year-old, you still have Christo J. Daly is in the North Macedonia. These leagues are development league compared to the Premier League, where the teams from Scandinavia, the Turkish league, the Serbian league, these teams come in the North Macedonia, in Slovenia, and even the Belgian Pro League. This is where they window shop for the cheap bargains, the young players, and then polish them, get them a little bit more sharper, get them more refined, and then you'd have the top 6, top 7 leagues that come calling for them. So we have to believe in these young players. The farmer players for Statchwell, you have played 15 games this season and you have started 11, scored 6 goals. So when you even look at that player, he's playing majority of his time in the probably centre forward position. Sometimes he play there as a lone striker, sometimes he play there with another partner. And when you look at even his heat map, even though he's playing in a number 9 position, he's still dropping off. He's a touch player, he's a creative player. We still could have even list that player as a midfielder because he can play as a 10 as well. He did it before, at the schoolboy level, but his performance is right up there. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. And these players, he's just 20. Kerry Anderson, as much as, he's yet to really get his feet going, for the REGGAeboyz. He's a player that have potential. So I'm just saying, we have to have a base. We have to have a base of players. If some of the players, that the elite players, which going to be in the squad, not going to be available as it's suspension, personal reason, injury, and all of that, players going to will not be available. And we just have to know that we have the Satchwell, the Christo J. Daly, we have the Kenroy Campbell, and a lot more players out there. You have the Kaim Paris, you have the Norman Campbell. These players, it only take a quick session of a season and then they be right in a very, very good league. You understand? And I think, Kenroy Campbell, former Cavalier player, I think he's a very good player. I think he's a very, very damn good player, if you ask me. So I don't know, man. We just like when you listen to the press conference, we're not getting enough details. We're not getting enough details around the squad of players. That's we're not get just like when you listen to even Thomas Tuchel, he's telling you a lot of the players that he's looking at. They actually said if they're not going to get picked for the senior team, we want them to get picked for the U21s, and they're going to monitor them, and they're keeping in dialogue with the players, and they're going to watch them. Simple things like that. But we're not getting that from McLaren. But as I said before, it's not all about the player. Sometimes it's getting minutes for the club team. Yes, we would love the players and get a lot of minutes for the club team, but we have to believe in our talents. We have to make sure that the database is spread wide, and we are monitoring every single player that can represent the national team and the potential players that can have dual citizenship. We have to monitor these players. We have to pick them. We have to believe in them. Even look at the journey for Argentina. Look at the journey for Argentina before they won that FIFA World Cup. They used to pick between 30 and 36 players for every FIFA window. And if we can have our best local players, and that's another thing, it's like we don't know our best local players. Why are we still picking players in the JPL in the national team for competitive game? He's 30 plus years old. Like, come on, be realistic. He has no future. We need to monitor the JPL and know that, look, Shaquan Davis is our best goalkeeper. You know, Richard King is our best centre half. Which player is our best right back, our best left back? Which player is our best central midfielder? That if we need a base in that central department from a local side of picking that player into the senior team for a competitive game, we know exactly who we're going to pick. If we want an attacking player, we know who exactly we need to pick. If we want a winger, we know exactly who we need to pick. It's just chop and change locally, and I just hate to see that. We need to monitor and have a database of the best starting 11 for local players. So if we need somebody in a different position, we know who exactly we are going to pick, and we know as a fans out here, we know exactly who should fill those positions. And I know players going to drop in our farm, players going to drop in, you know, players going to overperform other players, and players going to come in and players going to drop out. We understand that, but at least have a database of that as well. And you know, the Steve McLaren, him coming, you know, he's a very experienced manager. He know to handle the press. He know how to, he know how to talk. He know how to dissect around different questions and all of that. But I think at this moment, a lot, not just me, a lot of the fans are getting fed up of McLaren. He's not getting enough details. We're not getting that impression that he know what is really going on in around the place of the big squads, the big pool of players that we have available. You know, so I mean, Jano, it's crazy, man. But we have to believe in our players. We have to pick them. If the club is not picking them, if we monitor and know that Norman Camp is not getting enough games, his team has played 4 games and he have played 40 minutes out of those 4 games. Norman Camp is a very good player. We still should pick him and believe in him. Don't drop his confidence. Pick him as well. As I gave you the perfect analogy, James Rodriguez wasn't having the best time at Rio Vallecano, but whenever James Rodriguez put on that Los Cafeteros jersey, the Colombia jersey, he's going to perform out of his skin. He's going to put in the best of the best of James Rodriguez you can see. And it's not just James Rodriguez, it's happening right around in Central America as well, in South America as well. You understand? So I mean, let me know what you guys say. Yeah, but Krista J, you know, Stachwell, these players are very young. Kenry Campbell, these players are very young, man. We need to pick them. You understand? But yeah, I think the video will be too long for JPL in 5. You know, I think I will use, you know, tomorrow I will do the preview of JPL in 5 in another video. Bless up on yourself. You know, thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House with the Morning Sada Extra. Out.